everyone, and welcome back to the Get Up and Go show. Today we are going to do lots of fun things. We're going to be hopping around like a frog, we're going to be slithering around like a snake, and we're going to learn some Spanish and French words as well from Rosie. We're going to learn how to make a pizza, and we're going to hear some amazing stories from our friend Alex. And then I have a very special, fluffy, furry friend for you to meet later on. How exciting is that? Okay, first up, let's say a massive good morning to Gavin and Katie.
Good morning guys, welcome to HIIT with Gavin and Katie. So we're going to be doing an animal themed workout today. I'm going to show you one version and Katie's going to show you a simplified version so you can copy whichever one of us that you prefer. We're going to work for 20 seconds and then we're going to have 10 seconds rest, okay? So work as hard as you can and then in that rest period try and get as much recovery in as you can. Your first 4 exercises are crocodile lunges. So it's going to put one arm above the head, one arm down by our thighs. We're going to step forward, clap those hands like a crocodile's teeth and then change legs and repeat the process. Exercise 2 is a frog jump. So we're just going to stand nice and wide, we're going to squat down, touch the ground, and we're then going to explode up like a frog. As soon as you land, we're going to go back down and repeat and do as many as you can. Exercise 3 is a surfer. So we're going to go down on the ground, and then we're going to pop up on our surfboard. Okay, you can even add them hips in if you want to, make it look like you're on the sea. And then we're going to change sides every time, okay? And our last one is a rope climb. So we're going to imagine we're holding our rope, we're going to climb up that rope as quick as we can, okay? So are we ready to go? So we're going to start with those crocodile lunges, so I want to hear big snaps. Are we ready? Hand up in the air, and let's go. Big step out, snap those hands together. Good. Make sure every time we're changing legs, really snap those hands together. Good work, keep that head up, keep that chest up. Last one, and rest. So remember, next one guys is frog jump, so nice and deep in that squat, hand touch the ground, and we explode up like a frog. Try and get as high as you can. Are we ready? Let's go. Every time, try and jump as high as you can. Try and get those hands to touch the ground. Good work. Good guys, keep it going. If you need to take a little breather, you can. Then jump straight back in. And rest, good stuff. Exercise 3 is those surfers. So chest to the ground, pop up, like you're on that surfboard, try and stay nice and low. Let's go. So when you come up guys, don't fully stand up. Keep that little bend in the legs, like we're on that surfboard. Good work guys, keep it going. And rest. Next one we're going back to that rope climb. So remember you got hold of your rope, climb it as quick as you can. Are we ready? Take hold of that rope, let's go. So trying to stay nice and light on our feet, pushing off those toes, climbing up that rope as quick as we can. Good work guys, keep it going. If you can go a little bit faster, go for it. And rest. We're going to repeat those 4 exercises again. So we're going back to those crocodile lunges. So big step out, snap those hands. Let's go. Big loud clap at the end, guys. Good, keep it going. Couple more reps. And rest. Back to those frog jumps. So if you can guys, now we're a little bit warmer, try and jump a little bit higher, okay? Are we ready? Let's go. Try and touch the ground with those hands. Good. Really drive up through the toes. Try and let your bum fall right down to the ground. Good. Back to those surfers. So chest must hit the ground. Pop up. Remember, keep those knees bent. Let's go. Good guys, keep it going, as many as you can. And rest. One more, rope climbers to finish, okay guys? So take your rope, climb it as quick as you can. Are we ready? Take hold, let's go. Try and stay nice and bouncy on those toes, as fast as you can. Keep it going guys, we've got a rest coming up. And rest. Okay, catch your breath guys, get some water. Okay guys, so we're going to do round 2 now. So it's the same format, 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest, just 4 new exercises, okay? So you've got a bear crawl, so you're going to go down on your hands and on your toes. You're going to keep your head up and you're going to move backwards if you feel comfortable, and then we're going to crawl forwards, okay? You've then got a lizard run, so we're going to go back down onto the ground, nice and straight body position. We're then going to bring our knee right into our chest, and then we're going to start building that speed up. So like we're running on the spot. Exercise 3 is a hatch and butterfly. So you're going to sit down, bum touches the ground. As soon as your bum touches the ground, back onto your feet into that squat shape, and then you explode into your butterfly, okay? So imagine you're coming out through the cocoon. The last exercise is going to be a monkey run. So you go down into that squat, hands on the ground. You're going to push backwards a couple of times, and then we're going to come forward. So hands out, feet follow the hands, okay? Are we ready? So we're going to go in 10 seconds. So we're going to start with that bear crawl position. So we get down in position on our hands and on our toes. Are we ready? Let's go. So we're going to take small little steps, keeping our back nice and flat. If you feel comfortable, you can challenge yourself and go backwards. If you think you're really good at it, try and make it a little bit harder. Good work. So we're going to go back down into our lizard runs. So we're going to go feet stretched right out onto our hands and our toes. We're going to bring those knees into the chest. So if you're feeling comfortable and confident, guys, you can start going a bit faster. If you need to catch your breath, you can slow it down. Almost there. Good work. Back up. So we're going into hatch and butterflies. So we're going to sit down, stand up, and explode into that butterfly shape, okay? Down we go. So as soon as your bum touches the ground, back onto your feet, explode into your butterfly. So again, guys, really explode out from that squat as high as you can. Good work. Next, we've got monkey runs. So squat down, hands out, jump your feet to your hands, okay? Are you ready? Let's go. If you're really good, you can go backwards. If not, you just turn around, go again. And rest. Back to the top, so we're going back to bear crawls. So back down on those hands, on those toes. Small steps. So we're going to take small little steps, keeping our back nice and flat. If you feel comfortable, you can challenge yourself and go backwards. If you think you're really good at it, try and make it a little bit harder. Good work. So we're going to go back down into our lizard runs. So we're going to go feet stretched right out onto our hands and our toes. We're going to bring those knees into the chest. So if you're feeling comfortable and confident, guys, you can start going a bit faster. If you need to catch your breath, you can slow it down. Almost there. Good work. Back up, So we're going into hatch and butterflies. So we're going to sit down, stand up and explode into that butterfly shape, okay? Down we go. So as soon as your bum touches the ground, back onto your feet, explode into your butterfly. So again guys, really explode out from that squat as high as you can. Good work. Next we've got monkey runs. So squat down, hands out, jump your feet to your hands, okay? Are you ready? Let's go. If you're really good, you can go backwards. Last one, and rest it there. Good work, guys. Okay, so that is your HIIT workout. Okay, so what I want you to do, catch your breath. When you're finished, get some water on, so get as much water back in as you can. Shake those legs and shake those arms off. We worked really hard, and well done.
Thanks everyone. Wow, it was so much fun. We were jumping and snapping and having loads of fun. I'm now full of energy. Are you? What was your favourite exercise that Gavin and Katie showed us? Was it the crocodile? Or maybe it was the frog? Or how about the surfer? Or even the rope climb? I think my favourite was the crocodile snap. Okay, so remember as well, drink loads of water when you've finished. I'm going to be drinking my water as well, but first we're going to go across to Kristen and Katie. They're going to show us how to make some scrumptious pizzas and also some yummy biscuits.
Hi, my name's Kirsten and I'm from Fun Little Foodies, and today I'm going to help you make some Greek Easter biscuits. Here we have the biscuits that you might end up looking like, but yours might be a little bit different. Their actual name is koulourakia, but I'm going to probably just call them biscuits for the rest of this session. So we've already weighed out all the ingredients. We've got some softened butter, and we have got some caster sugar, and we've got some orange, we've got an egg, we've got some flour, we've got some baking powder, and then we've got vanilla essence. So hopefully all these ingredients you'll find in your cupboards at home. So first of all, I'm going to pop the softened butter into the mixing bowl. So we've got 85 grams of softened butter. I'm going to pop that in. Hopefully it will come out. I'm going to add the caster sugar. So we've got 65 grams of caster sugar. And then you've got to get your mussels going, because you're going to have to mix this. And this is when you hope that it is really soft. And I'm hoping I've left it out long enough. So we're going to take a little time to mix this, and we're going to cream the butter together and the sugar, and hopefully it will end up looking a bit like ice cream. So it might take a little while. If you've got a mixer at home, you could always do this in the mixer, but really all you need is a mixing bowl and a wooden spoon. You can see already the sugar's disappeared, and I'm going to keep going until it's nice and softened, and it really should look a little bit like ice cream. So once you've done that, give it a last little mix. We're going to add our flavours. We have got some orange and we've got vanilla. We're going to add 3/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla. So this little teaspoon is a half teaspoon, so we only kind of want 2 of these, or just less than 2 of these. So you could always use the cap of the vanilla bottle if you wanted to, if you don't have a little spoon. Or you could just use a teaspoon at home. Okay, give that a little mix. Now we've got that flavour in. And then we're ready to add some orange juice. I've got a real orange here, but you could just use orange juice from a carton. So if you're going to squeeze your orange, a really easy way of squeezing your orange is getting a fork and popping it in your orange, and then squeezing round the fork like that. Squeeze your orange as best you can. You don't need a lot of juice, you only need half a tablespoon, so it's not a lot of juice. Again, if you don't have a tablespoon scoop, you can just use your normal tablespoon at home. I'm just going to pour in half a tablespoon. I'm going to add that to our mixture. And then for an extra bit of orange, if you do have a little grater, you can get the zest of an orange. But again, don't worry if you haven't got this at home, because it just adds just a little extra flavour of orange. We'll just have that, pop that to one side. You can see you've got a little bit of zest. We can scrape that in. So it's just extra flavour. Got a little bit in there, I'll just get it out with my hands. And then I'm going to give that a mix. The next ingredients that we're adding is our egg. So at Foodies, we have a little rhyme when we crack our egg. Knock, knock, knock at the door. So we say knock, knock, knock at the door. And we say thumbs in and open the door. Now, don't worry if you get little bits of egg in your bowl. So you can easily just pick those out and it'll be absolutely fine. So once you've got your egg, then you need to get your fork and do a little bit of whisking. Now we're only going to put in half of this egg into our biscuit recipe, because the other half of the egg is going to be used to brush our biscuits right at the end. Add a little bit of egg to your mixture. Now egg is a funny thing and it comes out a little bit odd, so probably is best just to get your fork and then brush it out like this until you think you've got about half your egg into your bowl. You can always add more if you need to, okay? Give it one last mix. So we've got all of our wet ingredients in our bowl. Now it will look quite sloppy, but that is absolutely fine, so don't worry. So now we've got to add our flour and our baking powder. So I've got 165 grams of plain flour, and I've got half a teaspoon of baking powder. So I'm going to pop the baking powder in first, and then I'm just going to put half my flour in now, because if you put it all in at once, it's really hard to mix your mixture. So if you just put half in and then slowly, like a machine, mix your flour into your butter and orange juice. So when it's kind of all sticking to your spoon, you can add the rest of your flour. So we can just sprinkle that in. Actually, I'm just going to leave a little bit just to see how well the mixing goes. And it is a little bit hard, so I'm just going to use my fork to scrape my spoon. So you want all your mixture to come together into a nice dough. It will be a sticky dough, and you might actually have to pop it in the fridge if it's a little bit too sticky to work with, but it will eventually come together into a dough. You're aiming for something that looks a little bit like Play-Doh, because you are going to have a little play with this dough. So I'm going to pop the rest of the flour in. I'm going to mix for 5 more seconds. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm just going to get my hands in. So what I'm going to do is just dip my fingers in the flour, get my hands in, and get it into a ball. If you wanted to, you could now pop this in the fridge, but we're going to crack on and going to turn this dough into some biscuit shapes. You want to pull off little bouncy ball size of dough, get your fingers in the flour, and you're going to roll the bouncy ball into a sausage. I've got my tray of biscuits. Your dough will probably make about 15. And then the last thing you have to do is you just use your leftover egg to give your little biscuits a little egg glaze. And then these have to go in the oven for about 10 minutes at 180 degrees. And when they come out of the oven, they will be looking like this lovely plate of biscuits over here.
Hi, I'm Katie from Fun Little Foodies, and today I'm going to show you how to make one of our favourite recipes. This one is called Easy Peasy Pizza. You might think that pizza dough takes ages, but with this recipe you'll have a dough in hardly any time at all. We have got, for our dough, some Greek yogurt, okay? So this is a bit like natural yogurt, so you could use natural yogurt instead if that's all you have. So we've got Greek yogurt and we've got some self-raising flour. That's all we need for the dough. Good thing about this recipe is that you can choose any toppings you like. I've got some passata. Passata just means squashed tomatoes. Okay, so that's the Italian name for squashed tomatoes. So this is what we're going to use to spread on our pizza base. If you don't like tomatoes, you could use something like garlic butter instead. I've got some lovely, delicious red pepper, got some onion, some corn, some pepperoni. And the last thing that we need a lot of is some cheese, and this cheese is mozzarella cheese. Can you guess where that's from? It's from Italy. So we've got some Italian ingredients here because pizza is an Italian dish. Our first thing to do is put in our flour. So we need to get all of our flour. We've got 100 grams of self-raising flour here. So I'm going to pop that into the bowl. We are going to put in our Greek yogurt. So there's 75 grams of Greek yogurt here. You might need a little bit more, you might need a little bit less. So we're going to do it bit by bit, okay? So we're going to put our yogurt into our flour. Just going to put most of it in. And then you are going to give it a really good mix. So we're going to mix, mix, mix. And your mixture will start looking a bit crumbly. It's a bit of a funny dough. But then when you actually touch the dough, it feels quite wet because of the yogurt. Your mixture should look a bit like this. Nice and crumbly, but when you get your hands in, it will hopefully start coming together. These are the best cooking tools you've got, your hands, okay? So you are going to use your hands to squash your dough together, and this is a really fun bit because everybody likes doing a bit of a squash and a squeeze, and it's a bit like when you've got Play-Doh. You need to get your hand in, squash it together, and you should get a nice lump of dough like this, okay? You will have some little crumbly bits still left in your bowl, and that's fine because you can use those bits. Give your ball of dough a little squeeze together and make it nice and soft. If you want to have a little play with it, then you can. We need a rolling pin. So you are going to use your butterfly hands on your rolling pin. We're going to put our thumbs together like this, wave our butterfly wings, and then you're going to put your hands on your rolling pin and roll, roll, roll. You can be a bit creative and you can make it however you want. So you can make your pizza dough into the shape of a dinosaur or a mermaid, or you could make it look like a cloud, or you could go for a traditional round base. It's really up to you. So we're going to still use our butterfly hands to roll it out. The important thing to do is keep flipping your dough over. It's handy to have some extra flour, just to put a little bit of flour on your mat so it doesn't stick. When you've rolled your base out quite thin, you can see what shape you've come up with. What shape have I got? I might try and make mine into a crown. I'm actually going to get a knife and I'm going to cut out a crown shape from the top, I think. Actually, it looks a bit like a face with a crown on the top now. Okay, so once you've got your pizza base rolled out, you need to put your toppings on. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is spread our passata on our base. So we're going to spoon the passata on and use the back of the teaspoon to spread it around. Okay, so you can spread right up to the crusts. Sometimes it's not as nice when you've got a pizza with plain crusts, so I like to spread the sauce right to the edges. And then you can decide what toppings to put on, okay? I'm going to add some pepper to mine, and I'm going to just chop some little bits of pepper, but I'm also going to actually make a face. Now our pizza's finished, so we need to put it on a tray. So we need to lift it on carefully. Ideally, you should do this before you put your toppings on, which I forgot to do. So we're just going to pop it onto our tray. Voila, there we are. Our king is ready to go in the oven. So you need to cook your pizza for about 10 minutes, sometimes a little bit more, so keep an eye on it. It needs to be about 200 degrees Celsius in the oven. So I really hope you enjoy your pizza. Remember, the best thing about this pizza is, first of all, it's super easy to make, only 2 ingredients for that dough, and you can get really, really creative with your toppings. So have a look in your fridge, see what you've got, and it could all go on your pizza. You could put some pineapple on there, you could put some ham on there, olives, a few mushrooms maybe. So see what you can make, see if you can come up with some really cool creative ideas for your pizza base. Okay, and when it's out of the oven, it'll look hopefully a little bit like this one, and make a really, really yummy dinner or tea.
Thanks, Kristen and Katie. That pizza looks so delicious. Right, we have to take a little bit of a break now, but we're going to come back and meet up with a very special friend. Exciting! We're also going to meet up with another new friend called Alex from Unfolding Theatre, who has a really wonderful story for us. While we're gone, can you answer this question? What can go up a chimney down, but can't go down a chimney up?